Jay, don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more to talk about here because there's another big story on Capitol Hill. Senate Republicans now poised to move forward on this $9 billion spending cut, which includes gutting programs like USAID. Public broadcasting cuts will also be made to programs that support HIV and AIDS prevention. So for more, again, we're bringing back Jay. Don't go anywhere. As we said, Senate Republicans, Jay, it sounds like narrowly advanced this package. There's more voting underway. So explain to us this process and give us the latest.
Yeah, it cleared a key procedural hurdle with the help of Vice President J.D. Vance, who had to break that tie last night. It's now in a vote-a-rama. You have heard this phrase over and over and over again when it comes to the Senate. That is a long series of amendment votes, most of which brought by Democrats, although a few we expect to be brought by Republicans. That's what the Senate is doing here now. This is a package to codify what is called up here on Capitol Hill the DOGE cuts. These are cuts that in large part were made by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, and it cuts across a wide string of programs, but a lot of it looks at U.S. foreign aid. It has changes to AIDS, aid overseas, and programs to stop the spread of AIDS, what's known as PEPFAR, and it also has serious cuts to public broadcasting funding for NPR and PBS, which Republicans up here on Capitol Hill have alleged of being biased politically. All of that to say, those cuts have not gone over well with some moderate Republicans, namely Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins, who voted against the measure on that procedural vote last night. It's one of the main reasons J.D. Vance had to come in and break the tie, and are expected to again vote no on this today with one other Republican as well. So watch those moderates as they vote on final passage here. Watch if Vice President J.D. Vance is to come in and break this tie. And by the by, if there's a fourth Senate Republican who votes no on this, who in some form or fashion has this surprise no vote, that would tank this package's passage. One more thing, Kana, if this does ultimately make its way out of the Senate, because it's been changed in that chamber, it would have to go back to the House. And we've seen the drama of getting legislation over the goal line out of that chamber in recent days.
We certainly have. Okay, so we'll be watching that closely. But what happens next here if this all goes through? When would we see some of the effects of this package?
Well, ultimately, if it goes through, it's got to go back to the House, but it would already, in a sense, claw that money back somewhat immediately. Now, that money is largely not being appropriated for certain programs. Obviously, NPR and PBS, it's a bit of a different story. But these cuts have been made by DOGE, and the administration is, in a way, for the vast majority of these programs, withholding that money from going into effect so that Congress can come back and claw it back in this rescissions package. Obviously, it's complicated. It depends on the program. But point being, that is still a ways away because this ultimately has to get passed again out of the House of Representatives. Well, look, there has been a goal of some hardliners to reduce government spending. But just as a point here, Kana, there's a separate crypto bill on the House floor today, and the House floor is paralyzed because Republicans can't agree on this crypto bill that's a priority of the president. So I say that to say that if this bill gets out of the Senate, it's not a done deal in the House because nothing's a done deal in the House anymore.
Nothing's a done deal in the House. All right, Jay O'Brien, thank you for being with us as always.